Hi, and welcome back to Distress Tolerance. So, the skill we're going to talk about now is probably the hardest skill, I think, for most people. And the reason we're starting with the skill is because I also think as people progress, they kind of forget about it, or they might see it as sort of so difficult that they might never get there. I've had students that also said that they were like, I'm never going to be able to do that, and then were able to and found that as sort of a goal. So, this is radical acceptance. I jokingly say it's like the PhD level DBT, distress tolerance skill, just in that it is a difficult skill. And once again, if you would like to skip to another skill or something else that maybe you can grasp today and utilize today, totally understandable. But I felt like we'd start with this to sort of get an idea of what distress tolerance looks like and what are the skills, all of the skills in distress tolerance. Some of them will work for you and some of them will not. So radical acceptance is not about saying that something that did happen to you, whether it's a trauma or a life experience, was okay that it happened. It's not necessarily forgiveness at all. It's accepting that what already happened has happened. It's not sort of pushing it away. It's also not about ignoring it or pretending it didn't happen or writing a letter of forgiveness or taking any steps towards that person at all. It is always about your safety, but it is about accepting that this thing happened to you. I won't sort of use sort of examples, and it could be trauma related. It could be a promotion you didn't get. You were up for a promotion. It was you and this other person at work. You thought you did great on the interview. Everything went well. It went to the other person, and maybe you're pissed off. You have more experience. Maybe you felt like you were a better candidate. Maybe you don't like the other person, and maybe it's totally valid. That person was not supposed to get that job. It was supposed to be yours, but it's not anymore. And now you're here, and maybe this other person has a promotion that you feel like you deserved. And that might very well be true, that you were the better candidate and you deserved it. But the idea behind radical acceptance is the quote, "It is what it is. It's already happened. You're welcome to be upset and annoyed. You're welcome to vent to your friends. You're welcome to use coping skills to deal with it. You're welcome to be angry about it. And take your time being angry about it. There's nothing wrong with being angry. Just feel free to vent, to, yell into your pillow, to yell in the middle of the woods, to go on a hike, to tell all your friends, oh my God, you cannot believe what just happened. Those are all healthy coping skills. A lot of those are even DBT skills. But just acceptance. And then a week later, or whenever you come sort of back around to saying, I'm going to go to work on Monday. I didn't get the job. Everyone's going to know I didn't get the job and that this other person got the job. The email went out on Friday. Maybe you feel embarrassed. Maybe you're thinking of getting a job someplace else. You're thinking this just isn't for you. But feel free to just accept that you didn't get the job. And that seems weird. It doesn't mean that you're not going to try for the next promotion or that you weren't valuable to the company anymore. But just, I didn't get the job. Other person got the job. I'm going to go into work on Monday. I'm accepting it. I might even say congratulations. You're going to be excellent at being the manager. I might even, assuming you believe that, you might also, want to regroup and think about how you can get the next promotion. But for right now, you're just accepting. You didn't get the promotion. Other person got the promotion. For whatever reason, the back end of what have happened with management or anything else, any thoughts or feelings or opinions you have on the picking process or the interview questions or fairness, really, in radical acceptance, kind of go out the window in the idea that you're accepting the whole thing. You're not accepting that it was fair or just or that it was well-deserved. You're accepting that this is what has happened, and by accepting, you're able to move on. That might be regrouping and talking to a manager, seeing how you can get the next promotion that comes up. This might be saying, this company isn't for me. I've thought it through. I need to start looking for another job at a company that values me better. I might need to go back to school. Maybe this isn't a good spot for you. That is a very kind of light example. If you read about radical acceptance elsewhere, it's often trauma focused. I try in my videos to not sort of trigger anyone or get into heavier things. I think that often people who experience trauma, their immediate thought is that anyway, so there's no need for me to kind of bring that up again. So that's sort of a light example of radical acceptance. You'll hear it sort of pop up here and there as well in other videos. And it is what it is. It's already happened, or it's happening. And of course your safety comes first. So if it's anything safety related, that's, not a point for radical acceptance, but just it is what it is. This person got the promotion. This tragedy happened to me. It's not fair. It was not right. It still isn't right years later. But at the same time, it's happened. I'm still dealing with it, and you're welcome to continue dealing with it in therapy or otherwise. But just accepting it. And once again, for a lot of people, that is really difficult, or they think they've accepted it, but they haven't accepted this part. They didn't get the job, but that manager that hired her is still, that's not radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is extremely difficult. I wanted to start with that. I find a lot of people start with radical acceptance by starting with the small things, by starting with a promotion they might not have received, which isn't necessarily the smallest thing, but starting with a small thing like this, starting with, a bank teller that made a mistake or something, that might be small in the grand scheme of your life, and then sort of moving into people in your life that have hurt you, whether it's ex-partners or whether it's classmates that have teased you, and kind of up the echelon. So this is something that you might want to practice today and start small with radical acceptance. And for some people, they sort of start big. Radical acceptance also could be accepting the position you're in as a whole in the universe. So accepting the financial means you have, the job you have, the career you have, the amount of money that you're making, the apartment you have, the roommates you have, the house you own, however big or small that is. Accepting this is where you are in your life for a lot of people is also kind of a good stepping point. And the point of radical acceptance is that we spend so much of our time kind of pushing back things, saying that shouldn't have happened, and just sort of being stuck in it. And to some degree that's healthy, usually with some traumas, but to some degree kind of being stuck in it is the whole idea of, disliking someone and you're drinking the poison, the fact that you're really the one hurting yourself in all of this. And for some people that's very ineffective, to be living with that kind of anger or dismissiveness, or being annoyed at your coworker regularly, also probably not making you a very effective employee. So that is radical acceptance. It's part of DBT, distress tolerance. Feel free to kind of use it as you wish, or kind of keep it back here for when maybe you learn some other skills and maybe you're in a better spot to do it. Thanks so much.